Welcome back to Between Two Cars. Your host Kyle Orr and Matt the Walrus Maxwell.
How you doing?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Hey, we're switching stuff up a little bit on the show today.
All right, I'm gonna try to do my best Mel Gibson deal this whole time. I saw that podcast with Joe Rogan, so I'm gonna try to.
So yeah. I'm not gonna make eye contact with you because you'll be out in La La Land.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, man, yeah. Like, I don't know. You know.
So Between Two Cars has been rolling for just a little over a year now, and we're finally starting to get some people to write in on our Facebook page at the Auto Parlor, and they have a few questions they want Matt and I to answer. So we're gonna let Brecken dive in here just a little bit and throw some.
Yeah, let's.
We just titled it "Dealership Myths" is what it is. So.
Yeah. So when someone's ready to answer something, let me know.
So myth number one is all dealerships try to rip you off.
Well, I'd say that's not a myth. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, we're here to make money, folks. That's a joke. Come on.
I guess I got to know where when you answer this question. I mean, that's kind of a loaded question, or
well, that's perception of whatever I think about car guys, right? They all think that we're sleazy and all this other type of stuff. So perception's reality sometimes, I guess. I mean, there are some bad eggs out there. I mean, we know a few of them, but it's not all dealerships. The answer to the question is no. That is a myth. Not all dealerships are there to rip you off. Okay, but if you look at the percentage of profits compared to a car versus, like, let's say McDonald's
or a cell phone
or something like that, it'd blow your mind. You know, there's not a. And yes, they are bigger ticket items, and I get all that type of stuff. But I mean, there's people making more money on homes and property and things like that than they are cars. And a lot of times, what people don't understand is that you actually lose money on cars, and they don't believe that, but you actually do, especially on new cars.
Yeah, new cars is. I mean, that's kind of the name of the game because everybody's out for market share, and so when you only have so many tools, the last one is that you mark your cars down cheaper, get them out of there.
Here's my philosophy, good or bad, about buying stuff. Okay, if you go into a dealership and you've done your research, right, and you like the car, you like the salesperson, and you like the dealership, and you feel like you got a good deal, you got a good deal. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a dealer any type of business to make money if they give you the customer service to back it.
Yeah, people need to walk into a dealership with the intent that they're at a place they can have build a relationship, a trusting relationship. Because it's, in most cases, you're not buying your last vehicle, right? And you want the guy that's going to be there for you, answer your questions.
You're not going to remember remember what you paid for the car 6 months from after you buy the car. Right. What you are going to remember is how you were treated. And if there's a problem with the car, right, and you'd pay more money for customer service. People just will. I mean, I would do that all day long. I'll pay.
It's the difference in going to a restaurant.
If I get 100% top notch customer service, and they know that, and I know that they're going to take care of me I won't even negotiate. I'll be like, hey,
I say ripped off is more probably of a feeling of guilt than it would be. Most dealerships are out there to rip people off.
You're talking about the buyer having remorse, buyer remorse?
Buyer remorse, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
If they bought from the wrong person, but they're shopping around looking for the cheapest price, but they still didn't feel good, they walk away. Do business with people that are good to you.
Right.
So
hopefully that answers the question for question number one participant.
Myth number two, the sticker price is non-negotiable.
Depends on what market's doing.
I mean, there are certain dealer groups that they don't, Enterprise doesn't come off of their price. CarMax, right?
What are you talking about used? So sticker price would I'm assuming is new. I mean, because that's MSRP or whatever like that. So it depends on what the market is. For example, if the
demand is high,
the new Corvette, right? We were at the Chevy store. The brand new Corvette came out. They only built a certain amount, but the demand was 7 times, 8 times more than what the supply was. So what does that do? That raises the price of the car. So we never priced over MSRP on cars. I don't think you should do that. I think I get it that I think there's a difference between gouging people. I get it that in certain situations different dealerships want to do that. We didn't do that because you want those people to come back and buy cars from you again. So it's a myth. Some are negotiable, some aren't negotiable. You just need to do your research online, which is where you're going to find all that stuff and find out what's going on. And again, go back to, if these people are taking care of me and I have to pay MSRP for a vehicle and they're taking care of me, they're bringing the car to me, they're delivering it.
There's people that
I'm doing the what's it called, the
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson, man. He's like, he wasn't even looking at Joe Rogan. That's what I was doing. I told you I was doing that.
Yeah,
I'm Mel Gibson.
Yeah, the other part of that too is what people don't understand. Like when they buy a car, that salesman gets paid off the profit of the vehicle, right? So it's not like it's a weird thing when people talk to me about that because you don't go to work to not make money, and salespeople go to work, and when they sell a car, that's when they get paid. They don't get paid any other way. So if you like the sales guy, you like the dealership that you're with, and you like the car you're buying, I'd say move forward with the purchase. So,
Myth number 3: you'll always save more money on weekends or holiday sales.
I tell you where you save the most money when you ever want to buy a car, right? New car, December 31st, about 4:30 in the afternoon.
yeah, it'll be your quickest transaction and your best deal.
100%. And you want to know why? It's year end. Everybody at the dealership wants to get the heck out of there because they're going to they want to go to their New Year's Eve party and all that type stuff. But the manufacturers are looking at, especially like some of these domestic manufacturers, they've got bonuses and stuff, year-end bonuses. And that one car deal, I can tell you this. I'll tell you a story. We were sitting there working at the Chevy store, and they have what's called an SFE program, and it's a bonus program that they would pay the dealership if they hit a certain volume level.
Right.
So what you do is this is the myth of where everybody gets this. They think dealerships make all this money. Well, what happens is the dealers they race as fast as they can to pick up this bonus money. So they'll drop the prices on the cars up front to get people in here so they can hit the bonus program. Okay. Well, the manufacturer wants you to do that because the more cars you sell, the more cars they'll sell the dealership. But they may lose $10,000 on the car because these bonus programs just pay you a crazy amount of money. But so it's the last day of the month. We're one car away from hitting the bonus program, and we literally sold a car and we lost $12,000 on it to this one person to hit the bonus program.
And they've been coming back to the dealership.
And that's what happens. And it was like at 7:00 at night. I remember it too, where I'm sitting there going, I can't believe we're doing this. But we figured out, okay, hey, so that one deal, the one deal in the books lost money, but in the long run it didn't, because you picked up the bonus money. But
in reality, though, it all comes down to hitting objectives, right? It's sales objectives. It's, there's certain times in the month, like he said, the end of the month is always a big drive. And it's not that you can't get that same deal at the beginning of the month, but it's really important to close out a month in sales.
Yeah, you walk into a dealership that's or a sales manager that's one unit away from hitting his bonus level, you're going to get a deal.
And we're talking more on a
new car side,
new car side than we are on a used car side. I mean, used car prices I feel like are really pretty firm, and they're in the market. They're most good dealers are pricing with the market anyways. It's not like you're getting ripped off, on that. So.
Myth number 4: all salespeople are pushy.
Well, there's not a whole lot of salespeople out there anymore, so that's a myth. They don't know how to sell.
I think majority of good salespeople, the ones that do exist, would rather build a relationship with the customer and have them for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Versus pushing them into doing anything.
Yeah.
So.
Was that good Mel Gibson right there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are throwing me off with Mel Gibson.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Matt and I we can contest this. We've got clients that we've sold for years. I mean, even when we were on sales floor at the dealership, that still come back and do business with us. So if you are a pushy salesperson, it's because you haven't.
Well, define pushy. I mean, it's sometimes the customers are dictating how hard the salesman has because they won't tell them what's going on. So the salesperson has to ask them questions.
The less open,
right?
From a sales point or from the sales side, the more information you give a salesperson is better for the flow of the deal for you. I mean, we just did this yesterday, right? We had a car on our lot. We've had it less than 12 hours. Okay. Sales guy did a great job following up, found a car. It just happened to be in the right trade-in, right car, what they were looking for. Called them up. And I don't think the people were here 20 minutes. And that's signed up, papered, driving the car, looking at the car. I mean, it was gone and done. In fact, they had all the paperwork faster than I could get the temp tag printed.
You're welcome.
So, but it doesn't always go that way. But the lady knew what she wanted. We knew she was coming to buy it, and we just adapted to her sale, right? What's another one?
Myth number 5, you should always pay in cash.
I don't know why. Back in the day, I think this myth came from, hey, you walk up to a dealership and if you pay in cash, I'm going to get a better deal because it's cash is king. Nowadays, most people, because the prices of cars, and that might be the case on pre-owned cars on a small lot like what we have. You go to these big dealers anymore, and they really don't want your cash. I mean, they'd rather have you finance. They get money from the bank for you to finance with them, right? They get and they make more money if you finance with them. So
I'd say your franchise dealers probably run. The F&I guy for sure is hiding in the bathroom if you say you're paying cash.
100%. And that's a lot of customers don't understand that. They're like, "Oh, I'm paying cash." Yeah. Everybody but the dealer cares about that deal. I mean, the dealer's the only one that cares about that deal. Sorry. I mean, it's
independent space. We don't care how you pay. We just want you to pay.
Bring us to greenbacks. That's check, money order.
We'll take debit, credit.
All
major credit cards.
All major credit cards are welcome here. Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Myth number 6, trade-ins always get lowballed.
That's another one that everybody,
I feel like the homework is more on the customer when it comes to this. I mean, there's reconditioning. You don't trade in the car that you don't want anymore because it doesn't have problems with it. Right?
And they won't tell you about it, by the way.
And they don't tell you about it. Then they want to come trade it in. And when we're looking over it, we have to estimate a certain amount of money to put back into the car to retail it for a profit. So therefore, when you go looking at books and you rate your car, it's always in excellent or good condition. In reality, it's,
it's been blown up in a freaking car lot parking lot or something.
Right.
Hey, you know what? Hey, listen, I put this saying, I need $5,000 for it. It doesn't run. There's no tires on it, and the engine's out of it or something.
Yeah.
And we're like going, okay, that's not excellent. I mean, that's not an excellent condition car.
We give you $5,000 and spend $5,000 on it, and then we put it out on our lot to turn a profit. Guess what? The next guy's gonna go, well, that car's too overpriced, priced too high, right? So.
Yeah. And see, and the reason they're selling is they don't want to spend the money on it to fix it to be able to sell it on their own, or have the liability. I mean, if they sell a car that they don't fix, they have the liability issues, same as a dealer does. So, yeah, I think
dealers have to make a profit. Dealers have to make a profit, or they wouldn't be here.
All businesses have to make a profit,
except for non for profits. But
they still
they make
they
a
make
profit.
money profitable.
Yeah. So
They just yeah.
what's next?
Number 7, myth. Extended warranties are always a scam.
Until you need to use one. Right? So here's the thing. I always tell people this. I was asking this question here. So, right, you have insurance on your car. Well, you have to have it. That's a law. Well, hold on. You'd have insurance on your car. You protect your life. You protect your car. You protect your life, whatever, some insurance. Why would you want to, and why would you not want to put an extended warranty on a car that locks in the labor rates and the rates on fixing them, right? If you're going to plan on keeping the car for a long time. Now, if you're going to keep the car for a year and it's under manufacturer's warranty, yeah, I probably wouldn't buy one. I mean, I don't know if I would do that, but
If you plan on taking care of your car, right? If you plan on taking care of your car properly and probably driving it 3 to 5 years, you should always buy a warranty
100%.
if you can, if it's available.
well, here I've got my Mercedes, right? I bought it certified warranty, certified wrap around it on the vehicle, right? I've had to use, and it's a nice car. It's a one owner, all serviced at a Mercedes-Benz dealer, right? Very, very nice vehicle. I've already spent just doing the things that need to be done. Just on the tires, when you had me go forward in the damn thing down at the lake, we blew a tire there. That was $600 just for the tire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So and I'm like, hey, I've got the coverage, and it just paid for it, and it did it twice. All right, so that's just on the tires. These cars are getting so sophisticated and have so many computers in them, and it's so expensive to work on them anymore. You better put a warranty on them.
Well, you never know what's going to happen mechanically, right? I mean, I've driven most of my life, and I've probably overpaid for like regular car insurance because I've rarely had any accidents or cashed in on that thing. But I've seen so many customers cash in on a extended warranty, especially with transmissions and stuff like that. And in the used car world, I would never buy a used car without having some kind of warranty that I could get.
Think about your phone.
Yeah.
I mean, you buy a warranty on your phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and it covers if you drop it. I mean, why don't you protect your car? Yeah. That's, yeah, man. Yeah.
What are you thinking?
What's up?
Myth number 8, which we've kind of already hit on. End of the month equals the best time to buy.
Yeah, we already hit on that. Next.
Myth number 9. All dealership fees are bogus.
Except at the auto parlor.
So
People don't understand what the fees are.
they don't, especially in Missouri because they make it complicated. But I would say bogus fees, like if you were on a window sticker, I saw this a lot in COVID, where dealers would put reconditioning fees.
We got a dealer
Out
here in
on the
town that
window.
does that.
Yeah, they put a window tint fee, and you have to buy it. You put whatever these ancillary products that you're getting, those kind of fees. Yeah, I think for that that's bull crap fees. The admin fee or the documentation fee is dealer profit because the state mandates you to do certain requirements to run a dealership, and it costs money. So you're already taking a skinny deal on a car. You've got to be able to profit somewhere to pay those bills. I mean, we get paid for every temp tag that we print here. We get paid for every lien notice that we file. We pay 10% of our doc fee to the state. We don't keep our doc fee. We use it to fund different charities and events and local community type stuff. But doc fees, I think, I agree that they're necessary. I don't disagree with having the doc fee.
Well, what's crazy is it's everybody
Go
complains.
get a bank from a loan.
Well,
Loan from
they
a
complain about the doc fees at a car dealership, but I don't hear them complaining at a house. When you buy a house, you have them. When you go get loans, you have them. So why is it?
Wait till you build a house.
Yeah.
And you're taking a loan out. You want to talk about fees, right? Because then you're closing on the property you already bought and paid those fees, right? Now you're buying the dwelling that sits on the property, and you're paying those closing fees. Then you're paying fees on the whole amount of the vehicle or of the home itself as it sits with the property.
It's like a fee on top of a fee on top of a fee.
Yeah, it's like taxes, you know. It's like I pay taxes on the money that I receive that I work from.
Yeah.
Just to continue to pay taxes.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so here's
no sympathy for fees.
Here's the deal on the myths. Okay. All right. The myths are done.
We have one more.
These people are crazy. I feel like it's the same guy with the myths.
Myth number 10. You should only shop around locally.
That's true.
That is 100% true.
It should be small business.
I agree with that too.
Right? Always take care of your community. Always help your community.
Small businesses make up the U.S. I mean, they do. And they make up your local economy. So,
yeah.
I mean, I always make a joke. I've got a buddy of mine that works with Westlake Financial, but, you know, when I go to my daughter's swim meets and stuff, I see very little advertisement from Westlake Financial donating to their swim program, or, you know, go to a high school basketball game, you see Westlake Financial showing.
Well, they're out of California.
Yeah, I get it. But it's a lender that, you know, that's at our big corporate lender, right? So if you can use local as much as you possibly can.
Yeah. So no more Westlake, use Central Bank and Trust.
That's right. That's right. And Matt stopped buying stuff on Amazon as well.
Yes.
So,
but if you buy stuff on Amazon, you're kind of helping people out locally a little bit because you have the delivery drivers that local, and that's how they get paid.
Is that how? That's your justifying your addiction?
I don't have addiction. Let me see if that order's coming in. Yeah. Ding ding. Hey, I just like watching the. We order so much stuff off Amazon. Our dog gets doggy treats from the Amazon driver.
That's fun. That's when you know you have a
That's
problem.
when you know you have a problem. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Those are wrong doggy treats. Okay, Matt. See you later, Mia.
You hand him a card, thank you, and then, by the way, he eats.
Oh, he comes out and takes the dog for a walk. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, they'd probably do that to my house. So my wife is an Amazon shopper.
All right, let's get off the subject of cars a little bit and dive into something a little bit deeper. You know, Monday's a big day, right? Monday's a holiday, Martin Luther King, right? It's also we have
our 47th
president inauguration.
Number 45 and the 47th
right? And,
president of the United States.
And there's two other things that are going to be happening.
We'll be moving
Monday.
back home
no.
into his house in Washington, D.C.
No. There's two other big things.
The other big thing would be that Notre Dame.
Notre Dame should be winning the national championship that evening.
They should be winning.
So we'll see how that goes. And then the Chiefs will be 1-0. So it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. Now,
morale could be down on Sunday, I'm just going to say.
Yeah.
Morale could be down on Sunday. But
you want to take a bet?
No.
Let's take it.
I'd never bet against Patrick Mahomes. I never bet against Tom Brady either.
So I've seen a lot of guys say this: if Patrick Mahomes wins three of these Super Bowls in a row, is he considered the GOAT? No one's ever done it.
No,
I don't. I think there's a lot more that goes into it than I don't know that he's got a legacy. I mean, he's going to have
all of his stats right now.
I feel like a GOAT. The word GOAT comes after your he probably will be. Right now, I don't think you consider it the GOAT.
So let's just talk about this for a minute, though. Okay, So he's never. So think about this. So if he wins on Sunday or on Saturday, right? Every year he started, he's been in the AFC West Championship or AFC Championship game. Every year he started. There hasn't been one year where he's missed that. Has anybody ever done that?
Not that I recall.
No one's ever done it. And then he's going to be, that'll be 4 Super Bowls out of 6. His first 6. 4 out of his first 6 that he's won. Has anybody ever done that? No.
4 out of 6.
Yeah, his first 6 Super Bowls. That he's been in the AFC Championship. He didn't go one year, right? And then he lost the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So 4 of the last 6 Super Bowls, he'd win. Right? So no one's ever done that either. And 3 of those are going to be in a row. Right? And then his stats have outpaced Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and all those guys that were just exploding. So
except his stats this year aren't as good as quarterback as he is.
Yeah, but no, you think that they didn't have great stats every year either. I mean,
right. I know Tom Brady did.
Yeah, it's an average of what it's what your body is. It's what you've produced, right? So that's what I'm saying.
But I mean, right now, if you pinpoint, okay, Tom Brady's considered to be the GOAT, right?
Over his 20-year career.
Yeah.
But no one's okay. If Patrick Mahomes retires today, no one's after this year, after he wins the Super Bowl, no one's ever done what he's done in the first 6 years.
You think he'll retire?
No, but that's what I'm saying. No one's ever done what he's done in the first 6 years ever, and I don't think anybody will be able to match it. I don't think anybody's going to be able to say, okay, hey, I've gone every year I've started, I've been in the AFC Championship game, and I've been in the Super Bowl and won it 4 out of 6.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. And so
I have trouble with this with football. I have trouble with this for football because there's so much more that goes in than just one guy being a quarterback to have that stat like that, what you're talking about. I feel like football's a hard one. Baseball's pretty easy to decipher, who's greatest of all time. Basketball it is. Football requires a lot of guys working together. Yeah, he's good, not taking anything away from him. But there's a lot of things that go into him winning those Super Bowls, right? I understand where you're coming from because you haven't felt that. Well, I haven't won a Super Bowl. But I think Joe Burrow's just as good a quarterback as the top 5.
But your coach isn't as good as our coach.
Yeah, neither. And that's why I'm saying you got a good coach behind there too, so it's kind of hard.
Sure, you got to have that. But
I would think Andy Reid would go down as one of the.
If he wins 3 in a row, he's the best coach that's ever.
And I feel like he's at a point where his legacy has made it that way.
Well, he's taken 2 teams to the Super Bowl. Right, the Eagles, and then he came in and rebuilt the. Here's what's crazy. I was watching an interview of Clark Hunt, and Clark Hunt, is the CEO chairman of the Chiefs, and they're talking about, hey, when they got Andy Reid, because people forget that we were 2-14 in the year that before Andy Reid got there, and then Andy Reid got there, and they put in their people, and they went the first 9 games they won the next year. So they're a 2-14 team, then went 9-0, right? The next year. That's because of Andy Reid. He went and got the right people, put in the right play, got this stuff and got them and the right vision, and they just took off with it. And they didn't win the Super Bowl. But that's the coach. That's That's what you're talking about. But so I agree that has some things to it. But you still got to throw the ball, and you still got to put it in the right place, and you still got you got to have guys that can catch. And he didn't have. The last 2 years it'll be interesting to see what happens with these receiving core. And I didn't know this. Hopkins and Brown have never won a playoff game ever. So you think they're motivated?
That would be.
They're going to be. I think.
I like Hopkins.
Well, I think this receiving core.
Here's the funny thing: they're playing Houston.
Yeah. Where Hopkins was at, right?
Yeah.
And I think you're going to see a completely different team of the Chiefs in the playoffs. I think they're motivated. They're getting slight. Here, what other 2 here's what's crazy. I know people are upset. Oh, they keep winning, right? But what other? I mean, they're a 2-time defending champion, and no one's giving them credit for. No one wants to say, "Hey, you're going to win the Super Bowl." They haven't been knocked off yet.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I mean, so, and then they sit there, and then Mahomes. Yeah, he didn't have a great year, but how does Travis Kelce with 800 yards, his worst output since his rookie year, Travis Kelce, and he makes the Pro Bowl.
I guess the team doesn't have a lot. There's a lot of good quarterbacks. There's a lot of good teams in the NFL.
Well, sure,
right now.
but you got a guy that has.
I am secretly rooting for the Detroit Lions just because. I mean, they're like the Cincinnati Bengals.
They're going to be tough.
Overdue.
They got a tough hope because I think the team to beat is going to be freaking the Rams. I mean, the Rams
on the NFC side.
Yeah, the Rams right now are just. I mean, they are freaking brutal. That defense is brutal, and Matt Stafford knows. I mean, they've got to.
Do you know that Cincinnati's thinking about paying out the contract for your Notre Dame defensive coordinator?
Okay.
For $9 million, wouldn't that be something if he came to Cincy and took over that? I don't think it'll happen.
You need a new head coach.
Well, I agree, but
I think
that's not going to happen for a minute.
I think you need. Well,
so we're going to have to live with what we got.
If they lose again next year, it'll happen. That'll be 3 years in a row. You haven't made the playoffs.
Well, especially if they re-sign T. Higgins. You don't get a Super Bowl with.
It's not your defensive coordinator's problem. It's that you guys haven't signed anybody on defense.
Yeah,
get some cornerbacks back there.
Well, if you remember, Cincy used to be. I mean, their defense used to be strong.
And you lost your number one defensive lineman in the middle of the season.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that changes the whole thing. I mean, it's not your coordinator. It's whoever's your player, whoever's drafting is having the problem. I mean, they're not drafting.
They keep drafting all the spots we don't need to draft.
Yeah, I mean, it's
you need safeties. Good. The league. I see a lot of cornerbacks getting probably drafted out of those college classes coming through because the league's suffering in that area.
Well, the league is an offensive league though too, so they need to if they want to fix the defense. I like the hits. I mean, I think it's great. I think it's I think you ought to let them be able to play and make it fair for the cornerbacks to be able to bump and run these receivers. I mean, the receivers get tapped, out there, and it's pass interference. I'm like, let them play. I mean, let them play. I mean, as long as they're not just ripping their freaking jersey off.
Yeah.
But you got to let them bump. You got to let them, let them play. I mean, don't you know what real pass interference is and what's not. You can't hit a guy before the ball's there. I mean, you can't do that. You know that. And but you ought to be able to. You ought to be able to play.
All I ask for is when I ask that you make anybody that's refereeing a game should be consistent with it. So if you're either going to allow players to play and hit, then let them play and hit. But you can't go back and forth. That's when people start getting upset is you see things. There's holding in every game that doesn't get called.
There's holding on every play.
That doesn't get called.
I mean, come on.
So that's when you start picking and choosing and dictating, hey, I'm going to call this, but I'm not going to call this. That's when fans get upset. And it isn't just the losing team. I mean, I've seen, I saw Kansas City get ripped off in their last game on a call that 2 plays prior, the team they were playing did the exact same thing. I mean, it's kind of crazy to me. You got to be consistent with the call.
Well, you have
especially with that many.
Yeah, but you probably had 2 different referee sets, right?
Well, they don't ref the whole game in the NFL.
No, you said 2 different games.
No. I'm saying in the same game. Oh. Two different two plays earlier, same thing happened the opposite of the Chiefs, and it got called.
Yeah.
So just be consistent is what you have to do. I mean, that's in any sport too.
Yeah.
So, but we got to wrap it up because we got cars to sell.
We're only on here for 30 minutes.
We've been yeah, probably.
Okay. Well, let's call it, I guess.
We will call it. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Do his baby voice. Do the baby voice.
Hello.
Have a good weekend.
Wow.
What, you think that's funny?
Huh.
Have a great weekend. Can you not do it? That's Mike.
Are there any other voices?
Yes.
There's several.
Wow, that's just
You're
like
going to hell.
wow. Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
That was so good.
Wow.
That's great.
All right, see you later. I don't get to play with the voices.
All right. Bye.